This is Face to Face, and I'm your host, Kelly McIntyre, and I'm face to face with Carey DePass, running in Ward 4. Welcome, Carey, to the program. Now, tell us why you're running.
Well, the reason why I'm running is I've lived in Milton for about 8 years now, and I've become very closely attached to the community, through participating in community groups, such as Toastmasters, such as participating in things such as the Olympic Torch Run, participating in other political activities. I've come very much to like this community, and I thought, back in January when I declared that this is the time now that I should step up and really participate in the community, because I believe this election is going to be one of the most important elections, if not the most important election in Milton's history. The town has grown phenomenally, and we are at a crossroads now. We're at a threshold where we go from small community to large community, and that has to be managed well, and I want to play a part in that.
And a role in that. And Carey, I've got to ask you, you hear so much about Old Milton and New Milton. How do you feel about that? Should it just be one Milton with a blend of rich history? How do you feel?
In fact, I at one point I was making that my campaign slogan. There's Old Milton, New Milton, it is one Milton. There's no, we can look at it, urban Milton, rural Milton, all these dichotomies, urban, rural, old, new, on the mountain, below the mountain Milton.
Right.
There's all these types of Miltons, but at the end of the day, we are one Milton. We are one Milton, and I believe in through town government, through the community government, being able to promote things that make us one Milton. There's no dichotomy here. We are one Milton.
Well, Carey, let's leave it at that for just a moment. We're going to pause for a quick break. We'll be back with more Face to Face with Carey DePass in just one moment. Welcome back to Face to Face. I'm Kelly McIntyre, and I'm face to face with Carey DePass. Now, Carey, you also give so much in the community, and let's talk about maybe your community ties with the Relay for Life.
Well, the Relay for Life, that was...
You smiled.
It's a touching...
It's an unbelievably incredible...
It is a touching event. My mother died from cancer in 1991, and it was, in fact, a very close friend of mine that used to do it every year. Her name's Terry Wheeler. She does the Terry's Karaoke in town, and she said to me about 2 years ago, why don't you be a part of it? And I thought, I need to honor my mother, because she went through a lot. Cancer is not a disease, it's a monster, and I thought I should participate in this. The next part of the story is when you participate, it moves you.
It touches you like you've... I was there for the first time this year, and it is incredible to behold.
It inspires you, seeing the survivors go and push. It makes me realize how fortunate I am, and if I am ever in that situation, I hope I am strong as those people. My hat's off to all those people who are survivors and family members of the survivors.
Definitely. And you know what? How about sharing with people at home something we may not know about Carey DePass?
Some people may know it, but I told you, Terry Wheeler, I like karaoke a lot. So I used to live overseas for about 5-6 years in Tokyo, Japan, after I graduated from university. And I developed, over there, that's where they invented it, and I developed a big liking for it. So you might see me from time to time in the various karaoke halls or karaoke bars in Milton, and that's...
Well, you heard it here, so we're going to take a quick break, maybe have a little song, and we'll be back in just a moment with more Face to Face.
What song do you want to sing?
I wish we did. Well, I'm back face to face and song to song with Carey DePass and Ward 4.
That was a nice song, Kelly.
That was great that you missed it at home. Now, Carey, I have to ask you, with your financial background, what are you going to be bringing to that election table? What sets you apart? What tools are you coming in with for this election?
Well, I graduated, my training is in economics, and I worked overseas. I didn't work in economics. I was more of a teacher. But when I came back to Canada, I worked at several financial institutions, such as Scotiabank as a lending investment officer, TD Waterhouse as an account representative, Investors Group as a financial consultant. The budget, and that's one of the first things that people have to, new councillors have to decide upon. It's good to have a financial background. Economics, the big challenge we have is that at all levels, especially upper levels, federal and provincial, we'll have to start cutting back. They have big deficits. And so the transfers that municipalities and regional government get will be smaller and constrained. Milton is growing, tax expenditures from government going down. How do you manage this? Having a good grasp of economics, the national, being able to analyze what's going on a national basis, provincial basis, even a world basis, I think is very important. And that's what I think I carry to the table.
And Carey, if you're voted in, what would be the first key things you'd attack, hitting the ground running with that vote?
Well, I know the big thing coming up is the vote on the St. Paul's United Church. That is very close to my heart because although I don't go to St. Paul's United, I go to Grace Anglican Church, and I sit on the parish council there as a director. And I know the challenges churches have in maintaining their capital assets. I know the challenges they have in getting enough operating revenue. But also at the same time, I realize it's very important to keep the character, especially the architectural character of the town intact, and people hold it dear to their hearts. So this is something that I have to research a lot, and I'm learning a lot about before we make this big decision.
Well, how can we learn a bit more about you, Carey? Again, you've got a website. Maybe tell everybody at home how they can find out.
My website is www.careydepass.ca, CareyDepass.ca. You can also Google me. Apparently I have a few hits there. Hopefully it's all favorable. Karaoke, I think there's maybe one or two karaoke photos as well. So that's how you can get to know me, and hopefully you see me about town, because I do like to go out to town events and so on.
Great. Well, it was great chatting with you. Thanks for going face to face with me here at the studio. Kelly McIntyre from Milton Today TV.